Hi all, welcome to the basement garden. I wanted to give an update as to what's going on. As anticipated, things have changed. We've extended the garden and we do have another grow light coming in. I have moved some things around and planted some other things. So let's have a look. My sage is doing very well, as is the dill. The butter crunch lettuce and the romaine lettuce is doing very well. Virgil, our resident Venus flytrap and basement mascot, has some new shoots coming up. Oh, he's enjoying it down here. We have spinach and kale and some struggling transplanted basil, arugula, and I have a couple of sweet onions from the grocery store that I transplanted that aren't doing much of anything quite yet, but we shall see. And some seedlings I have not yet planted. So we extended it across this wall. We have some water coming in. That's normal after a heavy rain. I built this platform here from an old hollow core door to keep it off the floor. Not only because of the water, but, well, mainly because of the water, but not because of the plants. It's because, as you can see, I have these grow mats, these heat mats, underneath the warm weather plants, and I don't want them sitting in water. It's never good. So I wanted to lift it up off the ground. So just a hollow core door and some 2x4s, and it's working out quite well. I have what was my table that I had over here to work on everything with. I have it here, and it currently is a work table, but it's starting to get some plants on here. We have the, let's see, hard to see on my phone, Nantes coreless carrot that I planted last night. These were seedlings that I started in trays. This is wild garlic that I transplanted from outside. And then these are scallions that I started from seed. I have the wicking method going in here. I don't in here because you have to be more careful with the water when it comes to root vegetables. Since they spend all of their time under the soil, they can rot out if it's too moist, too wet. So I opted to not use the wicking method in there. We'll see. I'm experimenting. I'm learning. This is my first year of basement gardening, and I haven't gardened in probably 20 years. So I'm relearning a lot of things, learning new things, and taking you on my journey. Here's my sweet corn. It's my gold bantam sweet corn. It's doing very well. It's enjoying the heat from the heat mat. I do have this wicked with a thicker 1/2-inch wicking rope because that's a 20-gallon grow bag. That's a lot of soil. And here are the Kentucky Wonder pole beans, which are really starting to do well. I built this trellis for them out of bamboo poles, and trellis netting. and we will see how that works out. Again, I'm learning. It's my first year. I'm sure as I go, I'll learn and change things. Here are potatoes that I have planted. Nothing's coming up yet, and they don't necessarily need to be on the warm heat mat. I'm just putting them there for now. This bag here, which is empty currently, will hold the sweet potatoes. I only have one coming up, one little sweet potato, but they vine a lot. So when I plant that, I will put that in this bag and put this bag over here, and then I'll have to make a trellis for it, because it will vine quite a bit. This is, let's see, it is Knoll's Best Jumbo Cantaloupe, which I planned last night and spent some time making this trellis for them. I'm not using the trellis netting because trellis netting, it's good for beans, but you don't want a 10-pound melon hanging off that. It'll yank it down, and you'll have all kinds of you'll just have a mess. So I built this out of bamboo poles and 4-inch zip ties. I got a bag of 1,000 of those on Amazon for, I think it was $8. They come in handy for everything around the house, but they have really come in handy with this garden here. So this will be a nice, sturdy place for the melons to hang once they start to grow. And then I've just moved some of these plants over that I had up on the unused freezers. I think it gives it a nice look. Everything's doing well. Parsley, rosemary, my mint, catnip, which I brought some in from outside. This is Italian oregano, chives, garlic chives. I have to wick them today. That's why there's a space there. I want to put a little jar of water so they can both share the jar. This is a sage plant, a basil. This is cilantro. That's really going to town. There's a dill, kale, arugula, and spinach. Here I have some empty bags. I was just doing some figuring on space. This will be watermelon, and this will be, what will that be? Something else that vines. Oh yes, the pickling cucumbers. That will be where the cucumbers go. So everything that vines and needs a trellis or needs space, like the corn is going to grow quite tall, I have as close to the floor as possible, just to give them vertical room to grow. Anything that won't grow real tall or need trellising, like the tomatoes, the peppers that I haven't planted yet, will go here on this table, because we'll have another grow light up there in a few days. And then in bringing some of those plants down, I was able to move these around and give them some more space and some more airflow, which is good. They don't look so cramped anymore. So this is how the garden's going so far. Not really anything huge to report at this point. Still getting everything going, lights, getting space figured, getting things transplanted. as you saw, I still have seedlings to transplant. I still have peppers, tomatoes, cherry tomatoes, watermelon, cucumbers, pickling cucumbers, and my lone sweet potato. I'm waiting for the light to come in and be installed, and that way I'll be able to see as far as the light spread goes. As you can see, let me stand back as I smash my head on that vent. Thank you. This light, as you can see, let me shut this light off, the other light. That's powerful light, and it goes quite a distance. So in having this light, another light up here, this whole area will be lit. But it helps me in my planning to see where I want things to go once the light is actually in place and on, and I see where the light spread is. Well, that's all. I just wanted to share with you what's happened so far since my last video, and I hope you all are inspired to try and start something in your own place. You don't need a basement. You don't even need a big room. You can start with one plant in one pot with one jar and one wicking cord. And I hope you all have a great day.